Oh my goodness.
The one of one is missing.
I knew something was up.
Pop that's almost twice as much going for the same price.
I just freaking love that rated rookie logo.
Doing more buying.
Which one of these 5 quarterbacks has the worst set of pass catchers to throw the football to?
Guess how much I sniped this for an auction?
Number to 5, you dirty animal.
I'm telling you, these optic on-card autos are money.
His name is Andy. My name is Carter. It's football card time, baby. Week 5. We normally see everything begin to dip. But, Andy, there are some players that are jumping off the page, and we have to start off with Jackson Dart.
Oh, yes. Yeah, anytime you get a rookie quarterback making his NFL debut and he wins the game in a big matchup, this is huge, man, for the hobby. A little bit different these days because he doesn't have those pro uniform autograph cards. Like, there's not autograph cards people are chasing, so they're chasing downtowns and gold optic previews. Those are the big sales. Obviously, we've seen a ton of crazy sales on his smaller stuff, the scores, the base Donruss is going for $10 to $15. The amount of sales is somewhere in the thousands, man. It's been crazy for Jackson Dart, and his prices have gone up from Sunday till now. So we'll see. You know, there's a lot to talk about and dig into there, but yeah, I mean, it's wild when a rookie quarterback has a blast off like that.
Yeah, and I'm actually moving the Giants overall as a team up my power rankings because they do have a good pass rush. Now they have something at quarterback. They have something with Cam Scatterboo. His prices were so outrageous this offseason compared to some of the other young running backs that were out there, Andy. But right now, there's just so much Giant steam. And then you have the Malik Neighbors injury, which I will indeed be buying his dip at some point. So what would you say to the people out there? Because our first comment comes in from Jordan. The injuries have been vicious this year. Andy, how do you approach injuries when it comes to football cards?
Well, the good thing about football cards and injuries is that you can hold those cards and sell them at a later date. You know, I wouldn't sell them unless you've got, you know, something incredible, like Tyreek Hill, for example. I mean, there's a chance he could be done for his career. If that's the case, then it would make sense to sell now. But if you got Malik Neighbors, you're simply holding. You spent too much to sell now. He's got a lot of cards out there, so the supply could fluctuate quite quickly. And if you've got a card you're trying to put into an auction and force a sale, well, you could go well below market value very quickly, especially on any of his more common or mid scarcity type cards. So I would really just hold on to Malik Neighbors. He's going to be back next year. And you know, if he's not fully healthy next year, then the year after, Malik Neighbors got 10 years ahead of him in the league. So you got plenty of opportunities to sell him in the future, and you just got to hold.
Let's get into what to me is the big story, Andy, is that there are some elite quarterbacks that are about to go through some pretty volatile swings when it comes to their football cards. We talked about Joe Burrow last week. We'll see how far his dip actually goes. That's the number one question I've gotten football card related. But on your thumbnail, Andy, we have CJ Stroud and we have Lamar Jackson. So once again, 2 different card markets, one in the 2018 NFL rookie draft class, and then the other, of course, CJ Stroud, a little bit more recent in 2022. So, Andy, overall, your thoughts on these 2 quarterbacks?
Well, you know, Lamar Jackson, this is maybe one of the worst Ravens teams in a while, and it's not good. There's a lot of injuries stacking up on their defense. There's Lamar Jackson's is getting ready to miss approximately 2 to 4 weeks, and with their bye week in week 7, I'm hearing from Twitter doctors that he's probably not going to be back to week 8. Why risk it? So, and the Ravens start off 1-3. This is a really bad situation, but what it equates out to for people in the hobby is a chance to buy low into an elite, talented quarterback. So I think that the prices are going to continue to come down on Lamar Jackson. I don't think that they're at bottom prices yet. We still see quite a few interesting sales. And one that always surprises me, Carter, is not so much the base Prism from 2018, but it's these base portrait variation optic and base Donruss, which I just saw one here that sold for Lamar Jackson. It was like, $30 ish. It's not quite what Josh Allen is here it is. It was $49.99, and I buy it now. That I'd had to look it up on 130 point, but I'm pretty sure it's sold for around $40 to $50. I mean, so that's a lot for a raw base Donruss card. And Josh Allen's is close to 100 in a lot of situations. I would put his average based on condition at around $100. I think you got to ask yourself, Carter, do you want to buy into Lamar Jackson or do you want to buy into Baker Mayfield from 2018 or for a fraction of the price?
Okay, I will give you a whole hell of a lot of credit because I know you're a Buccaneers guy, but you have been slamming the table that Baker Mayfield was still a pretty reasonable buy, even though his stuff kept going up. And we are where we are right now with Baker Mayfield and his card market. He honestly, for me personally, has been the most profitable quarterback for me when it comes to flipping. But then again, I've not really sold anything of his recently. So it's very, very interesting when you look at Baker, when you know that these Buccaneers are going to make a deep run into the playoffs, or at least make the playoffs, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, and if you watch the Eagles game, I mean, we should have won that game. Our defense is actually playing really good. Jalen Hurts didn't complete a single pass in the second half. Baker Mayfield throwing the ball really well, except for he tried to extend a play way too long and then made a bad throw that got deflected. I mean, I don't know. It could have been a good throw. It could have been a touchdown, but it did get deflected and turned into a pick in the red zone. If not for that, we would have tied the game. And if not for the punt block for a touchdown in the very beginning of the game, all of a sudden we're beating the Eagles. And all of a sudden you look at what Jalen Hurts did in that second half compared to what Baker Mayfield did with no Mike Evans, Chris Godwin out there hobbling. I mean, you can tell he's coming back, but he's not nearly full strength. And Bucky Irving was actually playing on a sprained ankle with adrenaline. I mean, those dimes that he made to Amika and Bucky in the second half, those are the kind of passes. It's like, yeah, Baker's a good quarterback, man. And so, I mean, of course I like him. He plays for my home team. But at the same time, I got to think Sam Darnold at even cheaper. And if you look at PFF's through the first quarter of the year, they're all pro team. It has Jackson Smith-Njigba. Jackson Smith-Njigba is having a career year, Sam Darnold. The Seahawks are playing as one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. A really strong unit front to back, and Sam Darnold's playing some good football too. And I wouldn't be surprised with the struggles that the 49ers are having. Of course, you have the Rams out there, and the Cardinals are mid. The Seahawks actually having a run at the playoffs at the end of the year.
Interesting. So you are in on Sam Darnold actually being a playoff quarterback yet again.
Yeah, man. Base Donruss PSA 10 for $20 right now, compared to Baker Mayfield's trend of now up to 70. And then you've got Lamar at 150. I think Sam's prices are going to come up. I think Sam's prices are going to kind of raise here. And I wouldn't be surprised. And based on how cheap they currently are, and in the start. So what I've kind of seen through the first 4 weeks, Carter, is that there are dips on a weekly basis. There was a dip to start the season on Caleb Williams. There was a dip to start the season on Drake May. There was a dip on a lot of guys that didn't win those initial matchups or didn't have those breakout performances in the first week. So we're already starting to see the beginnings of how the midseason dip happens, right? Because there's so much expectation and hype baked into the prices when you're coming into the season, and the season starts and everything recalibrates. And just so many people are watching week one compared to even now heading into week 5. And then that's going to decrease even more as we get to the end of October and into November.
One thing that's very interesting as far as the 2018 class is concerned, it always comes back to Allen and Mahomes, right? Mahomes has played well all season long, and the big question is, was this a year to buy Patrick Mahomes stuff? Well, it doesn't look like the Chiefs are really going to dip at all. They look really good right now, Andy. So it's fascinating because we all viewed the AFC so much better than the NFC, and now the NFC overall, Andy, is better than the AFC. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Oof, man, that's going to be close. I mean, it's like I don't want to take too much recency bias out of it. I still think the Chargers are a really good team. I think it's pretty even. Honestly, I think it's pretty even if we really dissected it. I still have the Bills at number one in my power rankings in the NFL. And I mean, honestly, you look at what Patrick Mahomes did this past weekend. I think it was clear evidence of one, the injuries piling up for the Ravens defense, and two, like they got Xavier Worthy back, and they're starting to open up the playbook a little bit more. When you have at least one good weapon that can take some of the pressure off of people not getting open, then all of a sudden, this team is starting to open up. And then when they get Rashee Rice back in a couple weeks, it's really going to be wheels up for the Chiefs. If Worthy can stay healthy and they get Rice back, I mean, this Chiefs team is definitely going to be a playoff contender for sure.
I'm so excited about this AFC West because what was my hot take before the season? The Chiefs will not win the AFC West. And I am telling you right now, this is going to be my flag plant. It is a dangerous one. I still think the Denver Broncos are the best team in the NFL.
Best team in the NFL. I will say, I like Bo Nix. I like Sean Payton calling those plays, and they look pretty good, man. They've got a good team.
Their roster is so loaded.
Yeah, now, defense is solid.
I don't care. Jake Browning is the quarterback of the Bengals, and they don't come at me with that. You're telling me that this Cincinnati Bengals team, if a stupid field goal penalty doesn't go against them, they're 3-1. And a lot of you are nodding your head to what I'm laying down here. And if Bo Nix makes just a few extra throws versus the Chargers, it's Bo Nix that's actually holding this team back. This roster, and I have a Super Bowl winning coach. I cannot tell you how much I love this roster. So my hottest move up into my power rankings for this week, the Broncos.
Bo Nix does make a couple bonehead plays. I think he gets, he kind of gets a little bit like Baker Mayfield sometimes, where they try and do too much, and they're just trying to do too much instead of just give up on the play, just move on to the next play, you make a bonehead mistake. But I will say where Bo Nix does struggle, like clearly, is the deep ball, man. He's got to get better with that deep ball. And I know they don't throw a lot deep. They keep everything pretty much shallow or intermediate. But when I saw him throw it deep, I definitely saw that he needs to struggle, or he needs to work on that for sure to get better.
Your thoughts on CJ Stroud? He's also on the thumbnail for this week's episode.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's very weird. You go on, Andy.
Well, it is weird, but I think CJ Stroud's got potential. They just gotta use this offense right. I mean, I think a lot of it's coming down to play calling, and they had no offensive line. So when you have like a really bad offensive line, you got to totally change your play calling. It's been nice to see Woody Marks actually get going for the Texans offense. And as a rookie, his card values went up a lot, so he didn't have a lot. That definitely, if you saw this past week, I know their defense did a lot of work against Cam Ward, and they played like ass. But the Texans offense finally got the run game going, And as a result, they were able to close it out with Nico Collins here at the end of the game. So I'm hopeful that we can see more of this type of Texans team, and they can actually make a comeback here. But I mean, the Colts are still. I love to talk about the Colts because
Are
they're a
you
really
still in on
solid
them?
team. What?
You're still in on the Colts?
Yeah, man, dude, they should have. They could have beat the Rams. They could have easily beat the Rams if it weren't for boneheaded mistakes at 80 Mitchell with the classic celebration too early. You had mistakes by the offensive line, a holding on Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Well,
So they,
let me stop you. That was A.D. Mitchell who had the hold on the Jonathan Taylor.
God,
Yeah, yes, it those things make you wonder from time to time. But yeah, it's I don't know how I feel about the Colts. I know we have quite a few people that went and bought Daniel Jones cards on the cheap this offseason. I still do like the Colts. I do, but man, I gotta show love to the Fighting Trevor Lawrences and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I never would have thunk it, Andy. The Jaguars have taken over my NFL channel as the most popular team on a national NFL channel. Now, I'm not freaking Swagoo or Ryan Clark over here when it comes to being an analyst, but the Jaguar fans eat up my stuff. And I wanted to ask you, Andy, because I know it's kind of a sour subject because you and Liam Cohen almost got into fisticuffs this offseason. You're you hate Liam Cohen. If you were to look at if Liam Cohen were to walk up to your residence, you would just sock him in the face and throw him into an erupting volcano.
go full Robert Saleh on him.
Yes. That's the thing. The only person that hates Liam Cohen more than you is Robert Saleh. That's it. So yeah, I am of the belief that the Jaguars now are taking home the AFC South.
If their defense stays healthy, maybe. But Trevor Lawrence is not good, man. I mean, you breaking down the film, I'm looking at the bits of plays that I do watch whenever there are playing, whenever my Bucks play. So, yeah, I'm watching that. Then I'm also looking at his analytics and just the fact that, yeah, I know this defense is good. They've been playing good. They're fast, aggressive. They've been making plays. And I know their run game has gotten going for the Jags, and Trevor Etienne had a massive game this past weekend. But then I'm like, Trevor Lawrence, what did he do? He threw the ball 11 times. What did he do here? He threw the ball 21 for 31 on 174 yards and one touchdown. At least he didn't turn the ball over, but he's not really making plays. Like Brian Thomas Jr. has had a very quiet start to the season, and maybe he's the buy low right now, Carter. If
T-Law or BTJ?
BTJ.
Yeah, I mean, BTJ looked good this past weekend. There was no way he was getting over the top. They just played comeback route football. So BTJ did his job finally this weekend. It wasn't a BTJ versus Cincy type of game. It's kind of like the Bo Nix thing. You know, I don't trust Bo Nix. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. But do I think this team makes the playoffs? Yeah. And we gave Trevor Lawrence, even though we're not particularly high on him, we gave him as a play of the week earlier this offseason because we felt this Jaguars team with Liam Cohen could do something.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, now is actually the time to buy him if you think that this Jags team is for real, because his prices have gone down a lot. I mean, his Silver Prism PSA 10, because it was so rare, because it's so hard to get a PSA 10 from 2021. I just saw a recent sale. That was the 13th. So the prices are going to be trending back up, at least for the time period while they're winning games. But that was 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, we know that card, Carter, like it's hard to find because it's so rare. I mean, remember how the pop is like, it's just insane. So it's budget for it, but in that price range, That's not a bad buy. And then his rookie Silver Prism Auto PSA 10 for 150 was also the 14th. So I'd be probably expecting that to go more closer to 200. But still, that's not a bad buy. That is not a bad buy at all. That's kind of the same prices for Daniel Jones stuff right now in terms of the auto. Like if you were to get a Silver Prism rookie auto of Daniel Jones, PSA 910, it's kind of in that. A PSA 9 would be in that 2 to 250 range. So to see a Trevor Lawrence going at that price tells you he's a buy. He's a definite buy. The question is, are they just going to turn back into a pumpkin here in another month? uh and the Colts seem like a structurally better team to me, and but then you have a lot of these teams like the Jags, the Texans, where hey, could be a dark horse candidate to make a comeback here at the end of the season.
Jacksonville coming up has Kansas City, Seattle, and the Rams. That could be 0-3 written all over it. So, I might walk that back, where Indianapolis has Las Vegas, the Cardinals, and at Chargers coming up. So Indianapolis, of course, has it a lot easier than Jacksonville over the next couple of weeks. We'll take a few of the comments here, Andy. Patrick, okay, this is just funny. I got to shout him out. If Axe Body Spray was a town, it would be Philly. Oh, that's just great. Let's go to clickbaits here. Let me see. How about them Giants? Andy dropped out. I think it's just me now. Is it just me? Let's go. All right, I'll take as many comments as we possibly can. We'll get Andy back on here in a second. Micah, welcome. Good to see you. Family Burliner is the biggest fan of the Football Card Quest alongside Jonathan. Our sealed 2018 packs of play. 18 boxes are crazy prices, but there are packs bundles out there from reputable sellers. Yeah, I would heavily vet the seller before you buy any sealed wax products that are older. We said to Daryl watching live in Canada.
Woo! First crash of the stream, brother.
No, you're good, man. Let's go. Okay, Jonathan says the Jaguars for sure make the playoffs.
He's that confident about the Jags making the playoffs.
Dude, I was until I actually looked at their schedule over the next couple of weeks. I want to believe in this team. I really, really, really do. It's just hard. It's really, really, really hard with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get into a negative game script, or at least a neutral game script against Kansas City in a difficult matchup. And Trevor Lawrence, he just doesn't have the acumen to execute those plays in those moments. I think he's a mid quarterback, but I mean, this is your chance to, you can buy him low. And I would say I wouldn't like jump on it, Carter. I would just wait over the next 4 weeks, stalk the auctions, find the best ones, set your search filters on eBay, and stalk those things, man. Wait for an auction ending like Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon around this time of a Trevor Lawrence rookie auto or something nice, and get that exposure.
Let's go to Kedrick. Should I hold my Daniel Jones Prism rookie card base or hold to the playoffs?
I think you got to hold it right now. A lot of people are overreacting about his 2 interceptions this past week. And look, the one at the beginning of the game, was a kind of a bonehead decision. The one at the end of the game, he was doing everything he could. It was Hail Mary time after all the mistakes that Indianapolis shot themselves in the foot so many times. He was trying to press it too much. But when he stays within the structure that Shane Steichen has laid out for him, they're a phenomenal team. And Daniel Jones actually has made some really good throws. Like the stat line would be totally different if A.D. Mitchell just gets that one touchdown and doesn't hold on the other one, and they win the game, people aren't reacting this way about Daniel Jones at all. But instead, because it did happen, they're, posting the memes of him turning back into a pumpkin. Like, there's the real Daniel Jones. But I honestly think that this Colts team is going to be a good team down the stretch. So I think you hold it.
Yeah. 4KT says, should I trade Mark Andrews and Pittman for Jordan Mason, Waddle, and Wandale? Just depends on your running back situation. Obviously, running backs are just more valuable to me right now. So if you need an RB, go on ahead and make that move, especially with Waddle. I mean, he's uncapped now with the Tyreek. Tyreek.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Dude,
I hate to see injuries like that, man. It's rough. It changed the whole dynamic of the offense. And now I think in Miami, your A-Chain play is going up, dude. And I think A-Chain's a buy. He's going to be on a losing team, a team that people are just kind of down on in general from week to week. We don't know how volatile it's going to be, right? But A-Chain is probably going to end up, if he stays healthy, a top 5 running back in the NFL in terms of production. So that alone is going to have his values at a nice premium. So he's an easy one to compare too. He is 2023, right, Carter?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got the full suite of rookie cards out in the market. He's also not subject to Fanatics, Panini discrepancies, or whatever. So you can go and like compare him to Jameer, Bijan. Those guys are elite. I would compare him to Quentin Johnson. Compare him to Quentin Johnson from 2023. Ooh. Because QJ is another guy that's a definite buy, but he's now a lot more expensive than obviously Keenan Allen. That's a totally different market. But Ladd McConkey,
dude, Ladd has just turned into a corn cob with QJ finally emerging. It's weird because while there's 2 years in draft difference, they're basically the same age. So it's very weird. It's very weird now that QJ is actually catching the football.
Who's the old? So is Ladd old and QJ was drafted young, or is it the other way around?
No. It's just they're basically the same age. It's just QJ was a true year 3 and out guy, even though there's a gap, right? Because this is year 3 for QJ and it's year 1 for Ladd. So it's interesting. And then you have Keenan in this equation where it gets weird. Puka, oh God, I don't know what else to say about him. Andy, he has 100 more receiving yards than anyone else in the NFL right now. 100 more than anybody else. It's insane. And he blocks. He's just so good.
Yeah, he really is, Carter. It's insane how well his route running has developed because he's not the fastest guy either, but he gets open, he catches the ball, and he makes yards after the catch. It's not like he's slow either, So this guy's he's just all around just good at football. And it's really cool to see him out there because I like his disposition. I'd love to get like cards of Puka just to collect, but they are expensive, man. You be prepared. As you can see, he's just dominating the 2023 draft class in terms of sold items. Actually, I'm interested to pull him up because I did a study earlier on other 2023 receivers that are coming back from suspension, big teams. Jordan Addison balled out this past week with Carson Wentz, and it was like, oh, yeah. Well, his cards went up a bit, but, the quarterback situation with the Vikings is definitely a cause for concern. But he was not injured. He was suspended, so people should have expected that. We should have expected that, and so Jordan Addison, yeah, he was awesome. And then Rashee Rice is coming back in a few weeks, and I think we should expect to see his market take off once he does come back because he comes back to being the alpha receiver that Patrick Mahomes needs, and he's going to get lit up.
Dude, Puka, he's so good. I sat next to him at a Super Bowl dinner last year, and it wasn't a Super Bowl dinner. It was a I was at the same restaurant he was, which is crazy. That's why if a Super Bowl is ever near you, you should you don't even have to go. You just need to be in the city, and you'll see some of the most insane stuff. And I didn't want to bother him, but I've always just been such a massive fan of his. Rookie ticket auto for, I would guess, 100, 125.
Yeah, let's check this out. This is the short print variation. You
Right.
see the little V in the football, but still, that is base contenders rookie ticket auto. And you can see there's the same one that sold PSA 9 auto 10 for 160. Probably a little discount there too. But that's why whenever I talk about rookie autos like this, like rookie ticket autos, I really gauge the PSA 9s the same as a raw card. Because you can see they sell for about the same. It's really the card that people are chasing. It's the auto here. It's a beautiful card that they're chasing versus the grade. The grade's not as important.
Cracked ice for 690. That's actually not. That's not the worst price.
Yeah, but if you saw the bottom for that card is like 50 to 60 on backup players. So 690 is not the worst, but at the same time, it's a high price. I mean, it is a grail card though.
Yeah, I mean, if you truly think Puka Nacua is like, I think it's clear right now. Chase Jefferson Nacua as the number 3 guy in the NFL. For this season, though, he's the best. He is the best wide receiver in the NFL. There's no way Jamar Chase is going to have a better season than him. And it's going to be really hard for Justin Jefferson to have a better season than him because of their QB situation. So Puka's that guy. Puka is that guy. It is ridiculous. I know we're only 4 games in, but that's also super impressive that he has 100 more yards than anyone. It's wild.
It's wild. It's wild. But when it comes to cards, it's like it's got to be purely for collection's sake for me to drop $100 on his rookie ticket auto. So if I was looking at it from a business perspective, a business decision, I'm going to buy Rashee Rice at 30. I could get 3 of these for the price of 1 Puka. And it's so easy for Rashee Rice to come back with Patrick Mahomes healthy in December and trying to make a playoff push. You know that's going to be super dramatic. They're going to be barely squeaking in if they get in, probably. And he's going to be a huge part of it. They'll be in shootouts, and Rashee Rice is going to have one of those games. You know he is. And all of a sudden, this card goes back up to where it was at $100 previously at before he got hurt and suspended.
All right. Let's get into hobby tip of the week. We got into it a little late last week. And Andy, I'm going to start. All right. This is probably more important than anything else we're going to discuss because all the stuff that we discuss on these episodes get dated really quickly, right? The sports news churns, okay? But this right here is an evergreen subject, and it has nothing to do with football, but it's basketball. Today, Andy, it was official. Topps is now the license holder of NBA cards.
Yes, I heard that, but I have a different take on this, especially after listening to shout out to Paul Hickey's No Off Season podcast.
F Paul Hickey, F him.
But this is what's interesting. So he actually, looked up. He's like, the Panini is still releasing basketball sets. Like they had one just come out, and they don't have another one licensed basketball stuff. They have another one scheduled at the end of November, but there's no word about the license. And then Topps has no licensed product out or scheduled to come out right now. And Carter,
I think for NBA,
for NBA, wow. And you would think today's the day. If they got the license, it should be wheels up. But they've got this antitrust lawsuit still going on with Panini. We're in federal court where Panini has countersued, or no, Panini sued Fanatics for antitrust, saying that they're monopolizing the sports card market. Fanatics sued back. They countersued for something else. I can't remember exactly what it was. But anyways, this is all tied up in in court. So it's going to be like that for like a year and a half. So I think during the time period that lawsuit is going on, everything's just going to continue to run as is. And I don't think Fanatics wants to drop any more money on unlicensed cards because they see they don't perform as well. And I think that's why they made that announcement about Cam Ward and his autos not coming out and his cards not coming out. They're just not doing that this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't sink a lot of money in new sets until that lawsuit is settled. And that lawsuit may not be settled till, who knows, the end of 2026. So I think Panini's going to continue to crank out licensed sets for NBA and NFL for the time being. That's just my opinion.
So I'm glad you butted in, because that wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to go on a basketball rant, because I don't do basketball cards. I have some, but I don't. It's just, I'm football cards. I was going to bring up, though, that per sources, which any of you could read, it's April 1st, 2026, in theory, for the Panini football license, right? So the reason I brought up the NBA is that I open up Twitter and I see everyone just rejoicing that Panini is out of the way and Topps is now taking over for the NBA. Now, I didn't know about all that antitrust stuff. And by the way, I love Paul Hickey.
That's a premature celebration. That antitrust stuff is what's holding all this up. I read that in like Forbes magazine. Like it was or from financial website. And it's a real deal.
Premature celebrations are normally not good in every walk of life. So the people rejoicing that Panini is losing everything. I wish, Andy, I knew you in 2013 and we had a show when Panini and Topps, that 2012, 2013, 2014 era was the golden era for cards. Much like 98 to about like 2004, 05, when you had PMGs and upper decks and beautiful on-card autos and chunky game-worn patches. I want to be bullish on the football cards themselves, right? There's a difference in people liking football cards, buying football cards. That's why we exist. But I was just bringing up the license for Hobby Tip of the Week just because there's going to be a lot of drama with this. Now, I didn't know you were going to drop all this knowledge, but I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. And I'm a big Fanatics guy. I went to Fanatics Fest last year.
It's sports cards,
Yeah,
I mean, we want to go to sports cards events. Like us as collectors, we want good sports cards. We want good sports card events. And it's like these manufacturers need to come to a settlement to where they can both have a slice of the pie. Yeah, that's what I mean. At the end of the day, I hope that's what the judge does. Like a divorce court, to give half to each. They got to give them both a license. I mean,
it makes no sense that they wouldn't do it. But what you then have to understand is that the sports leagues themselves are also monopolistic, right? So it's a very weird thing. But I just wanted to bring that up for Hobby Tip of the Week, and that this is coming for football. So be ready. There's no need to celebrate one way or the other unless you hate Panini. And look, Andy, I will guarantee you this. There are probably more people that are watching this because they are football card guys that have been screwed over by Panini in some way. You have, obviously, when you bought those debut autos and it took 7 years for you to get them. But everyone's been screwed over by redemption or something like that. I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, Andy, Hobby Tip of the Week for you.
Yeah, so I'm going sealed product because it's like all the guys I talk to, Donruss is the only set that you have a chance of pulling a huge hit from because they've taken the autos and they've taken this and that out of Retail Prism, Retail Select. But Donruss, this year, we got a chance to get a Jackson Dart Downtown, has these cards in these little boxes like this. Right now, you have 2025 Donruss Football Hobby Tin for sale, pre-order on the blowoutcards.com for $28. So you have a chance to pull a downtown out of this set, or even autograph card. Look at that, rated rookies autographs. So they have those inserts in there as well. Or you could get one of their hobby boxes, which is on sale from $450 to $400. Not a bad buy with the chance for a downtown and autograph cards in pro uniforms. Got those optic preview inserts. So if you're looking to rip, I think that's it, Carter.
I want to rip. I want to shred some boxes. I want you and I to start a whatnot empire. That's what I want us to do. So send me all your wax. I want to buy all of your wax right now. I'm just kidding. But
you know what though? That's a good idea. So what I'm gonna do in the Discord though, I'm gonna start up a community break. I'm gonna do it at cost. So $400 plus shipping, and then whatever it is for me to ship out to 12 people, and we'll get like 10 to 12 of us in this, and we'll do a draft, an auction style draft to see who gets what teams, and I'll do it for premium members.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Annoy disagrees. He says it should be under 200 for a Donruss.
It should be, but that's not the economy we're living in anymore, brother.
Yeah, I'm with Illinois. Everything should be cheaper when it comes to football cards. But Young Gun says 420 was at his LCS hard pass. Yeah, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Andy. Any sealed wax that gets into that price range, like I don't mind buying a hobby box for, I think max for me would be like 250 or 300. But then you're getting into like half a G. I then start immediately thinking, which is different because you're doing a break, but I then immediately start thinking, hey, what are the singles I could get for that? What could I could buy some nasty Malik autos on the low now. But
that's it, man. Yeah.
But
you can build out most of the collection you want from singles, and it probably save money compared to if you tried to get your collection from ripping, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. I was approached by someone at the last card show, actually two different people, partially because of my YouTube following about, dude, why aren't you on Whatnot? Why aren't you breaking on Whatnot? So we could be doing something pretty soon.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll tell you one more hobby tip I heard, and this is actually shout out to Paul again. He highlighted PSA's prices went up. He said they haven't offered a value on bulk submissions in a long time. It's been months, and their prices just went up on bulk submissions from $20 to $23, and their prices went up on their other tiers as well by like $5 or so per card, which adds up, right? If you're submitting a lot, and then their turnaround times are still like 3 to 4 months. So, yeah, interesting stuff these days from PSA. That's when you really like to see prices, and this has got to be done by all of us, purchasing prices for CGC and BGS equal that of PSA. So
now, let's go to Dave. He says, with all the issues and opinions on grading, people are starting to look at the grading industry as a money grab. Do you agree, or can you acknowledge the concept that grading started with a conflict of interest problem, with the main price guy producer offering grading back in the day? So I try my best on not only this show, but all my YouTube channels to not get too much into, well, back in the day, this is how, it was done. Because, number one, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It's just, people normally don't care as much. And then number two, it just matters how things are now. So what Dave here is referencing, and Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, there was this thing back in the day when there wasn't internet. There was BGS Beckett price guides, right?
I used to love those, man.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, like, My dad is a big collector, but he does mostly vintage NBA, and he was getting all his stuff graded by PSA when PSA was not the biggest thing. And like PSA used to do a Hall of Fame and all these different things. It was so different than what it is now. Okay, and yes, PSA has done a lot of things right since then. Okay, the problem is now though is that and it's been the same problem since we've been doing this show is that they still have too much power. And there's so much more value in being the big gun when it comes to sports card grading than a new card set coming out or you trying to break into some other industry. Because Andy, there have been a lot of people trying to start their different grading services. We know um,
That
there's
was a big thing back in like 2021.
God, dude, there was Tag, and Tag is still around. I like Tag. What was the big one that used to sponsor this channel? What,
Pure
HGX?
Graded X,
Yeah, Pure Graded X.
which those guys are still out there, but the thing is, it's so hard to put out the same type of like consistent grading product that a PSA or CGC, BGS is doing.
Right. So it does concern me now because we don't talk about this enough, and part of it is me because I kind of set the structure of the show, and Andy's the expert. But now, Andy, there's just so much stuff now where like PSA is now in with eBay, and eBay is now in with PSA. And now when you get a card graded, PSA can send you an offer and buy it from you right then and there. That's so easy. It's just one click of a button. And then you have eBay vaults, and it does kind of stink that the best place to sell cards is what? eBay. And I love eBay. Best place to get your card graded, PSA. I most of my slabs are PSA slabs. I like PSA. Fanatics, like I said, I like Fanatics. But those are the big three, and the three things that truly do matter when it comes to football cards. So it bothers me. It really, really bothers me that PSA is still so powerful.
Yeah, I think I mean, it almost seems like it all started with their authentication of all kinds of things, So I mean, they used to authenticate all kinds of things before it turned into them being the premier card grading company. Because I think at one point BGS was bigger than them, but yeah, man, I would love to see, just like the card manufacturers. I think it takes the entire hobby. I just don't know that it takes the right leaders in the hobbies from the different businesses to make the proper deals. And that's a lot of litigation. There's a lot of money involved. And it's going to be interesting to see where it shakes out. I'll tell you that. And that's why I love what we do. We talk so much about players because we do a lot of fantasy and we love cards at the same time, but it's not like we're going to get into the hobby to the point of where we're trying to persuade grading companies and stuff like that.
Yeah, Andy, I want to share my screen because someone in the chat brought this up. Look at this. All right. That is, for those that don't know, that is not Tate Ratledge. If you want to know why offensive line cards aren't a thing, it's because of this. That is not Tate Ratledge. Tate Ratledge is a white guy. He is white. He is one of the most Caucasian guys you'll ever see. And then Tate was one of my favorite players in this draft cycle. He's from Georgia Bulldog. And man, if I was Tate, I am buying every variation of this card. Okay, this is apparently it's Kingsley Yugakan. I don't even know how to say his last name. Panini, what are you doing, bro?
So I gotta ask you, did Bucky Irving have dreadlocks last year?
No,
I didn't think he did either. Like so there's two versions of his rookie ticket auto. One of them is from the back, and he looks like Devonta Freeman or something. He's got dreadlocks and stuff. I'm like, is that Bucky Irving? They make it look like I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat has seen this or there's a story on this, but check out this rookie ticket auto picture. I just didn't think it was him. I thought there's got to be.
Well, let me see.
All right, I'll pull it up.
Pull it up. Did Bucky have dreads? I don't know. I don't know. It's harder in the NFL.
Let me get it. It's this one right here.
Did he?
I mean, it kind of looks like him in the face, but I don't remember him having dreads, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure.
What game would this be from? I like his sig.
Yeah, he has a good signature, and yeah, he's a really nice guy. There's an old lady in front of me getting his autograph, and she asked him to sign it so his mother could read it, and he had a really nice signature for her.
No, he's got dreads. That's him. He's got dreads.
That's him? Okay.
Yeah, he's got dreads.
Well, you never know, man. I've cut open a patch card before that was who was it? It was a Drake London patch card, just a base patch card, and I cut open and it said Matt Ryan on the back of the patch from Panini. Like like on the back of it, they have like a big, like basically a player name saying, when they're in the factory and they're cutting up that jersey, but with them not being player worn anymore. They just know it's authenticated by Panini as, something they had at an event and it was within 50 feet of Matt Ryan or Drake London. Then they use it. But this said Matt Ryan and it was a Drake London card.
Something else Panini did on the latest Calvin Johnson downtown, they used a photo of, and it doesn't matter because it kind of looks like Calvin Johnson, but they took a photo of a tight end, a former Lions tight end. They used his silhouette as the outline of the Calvin Johnson card. So yeah, I mean it's always a strange dichotomy. So we're about to wrap this up. Obviously, get your questions in right now. We're going to try and get to as many as possible. Once again, if you super chat, it all goes to Andy. But Mr. Kaysen, it's now time for play of the week.
No, man, we split this show. So if you guys super chat anything, half's going to Carter for sure. So Carter, look at the downtown here. Horizontal versus vertical Jackson Dart. I want to get your opinion on these photos real quick, man. So there's two different downtowns, at least for Ashton Genty and Jackson Dart. I just noticed this. It's interesting because it's horizontal. Now, I want you to take a good inventory of the picture, the background, little skyscrapers, a little hand, some clouds. There's a little silhouette, I guess, of a Loch Ness monster in the background there.
That's Godzilla, basically.
And then his other one with the Cyclops, vertical.
I like the vertical way better. This one's not even close.
So the horizontal one sells for more than the vertical one.
Wow. Because of Godzilla?
I guess no, the horizontal one. This one sells for more.
That's what I'm saying. That's a silhouette of Godzilla in the back.
Oh, you think so?
I would guess that's what that is.
It looks like, I mean, Godzilla. Yeah, I just don't see the fins on the back of him. Yeah, I guess it is Godzilla. Yeah. But okay, so check this one out. The Ashton Genty does the same thing. The horizontal one sells for more. Now, the Ashton Genty horizontal one looks way better. Wait till you see this if you haven't seen it yet. And these are the two most expensive downtowns on the streets these days. All right, there we go. So the horizontal one has like these raiders that are looking for the treasure. Got like a skeleton football player in the background there. Pretty cool card.
Oh, that is kind of nasty. I like it.
Yeah. That's the horizontal one. Sells for more. This vertical one. Some Vegas icons in the desert.
I like that. I like both the Genty's cards.
It's just interesting to see the horizontal ones sell for more, but apparently it's more rare. It's they're making it like, it's unfortunate they've made the downtown so common now that they've had to make a parallel of it that's short print. That's not a good sign for the print run of downtowns. They have gone up a lot. People have been talking. They're keeping count. There's a lot. You can go count up the solds and the availables for downtowns over the years. It's gone up a lot. I don't know what it's up to, but it's way more than 150. And that's technically considered a short print on Panini's website. Like that's the approximate print run of a 2018 Silver Prism rookie card for Josh Allen. That's the approximate print run. It's about 150. So now they have to come up with a short print 150 Donruss downtown because they made the based on downtown, which used to be a case hit, is no longer a case hit. It's more of a just a, I guess you could consider it. It's not. I would just consider it a rare insert. You know. But there's a lot of them out there. The numbers have gone up. It's got to be. I've had to guess close to 1,000, man. I'm serious. It's at least probably 400 or 500 if I had to make a serious educated guess for the ultra modern stuff. But I mean, that used to be under 150 for sure.
1K for a running back downtown. That's interesting. They timed that well though, because your boy went off, Ashton Genty.
Yes, he did. Yeah, it finally had a good game. I don't know if it was. I think it was due to a variety of factors. Different game script here. I heard he changed his stance. I don't think that him changing his stance to what he used to stand like in college would help him out that much. I know the offensive line is terrible in Las Vegas. So I think it's just a matter of him getting the right game script, and the Bears offense clearly, or the Bears defense, excuse me, is clearly got some pretty big holes in it.
All right, Andy, play of the week. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I gave it out. I don't think there's a better play right now than Rashee Rice from 2018.
Yeah, that's pretty a slam dunk.
Yeah, when you can get
obvious.
rookie ticket autos for 40 or under, I mean, that's a slam dunk.
When is CeeDee Lamb coming back? Is any
Yeah, it was was it hamstring or high ankle?
high left ankle sprain for CeeDee Lamb.
The thing is, I hear these Twitter doctors talk about those high ankle sprains as something that can linger, like re-aggravation risk is high. So I think it's only like a 3 to 5 week hold. So he's probably coming back after their bye week, maybe. I'm interested to see where their bye week is at.
Interesting. If you want to get spicy, I think a decent quick flip play. If you really want rookie ticket autos on like the low, Jalen Tolbert is very interesting to me. With Dak playing the way that he's playing right now, they're going to continue to throw the football. They know their running back room is thin behind Javonte Williams right now, so I could see them wanting to throw even more. I've always liked Jalen Tolbert. I think he's decent. And I think in these next couple of weeks when CD is out, you're going to get one huge spike from Jalen Tolbert. But overall, I think the Cowboys skill guys are a little undervalued right now. And then another one, there was another receiver that I wanted to give out. Obviously, someone mentioned Wan'Dale Robinson in the chat a little bit earlier. I'm really high on all Broncos. I think Troy Franklin's fascinating. But there you go. Just a few deeper cut wide receiver plays. And then, of course, I just keep going back to some of these backup QB handcuffs that we know are good backups. Like someone like Malik Willis is interesting if you want to do the backup QB thing. So just a few soft plays. I'm not all in on any of these, but I'm honestly just going to back up Andy here. I think Rashee Rice is going to come back and explode with this Chiefs offense because right now he's the missing piece. So you still have time to buy his stuff, and then it gets to you before the ramp up begins. So there you go.
Yes, sir. Well said, man. I'm out on Jalen Tolbert for the record. I will never, probably ever, promote Jalen Tolbert on this channel again.
You
I would
bet.
rather.
Well,
I would rather.
it does come back because he did burn you pretty bad. I remember
Yeah, too many
this was his
times.
rookie season.
Like I'm done buying Ashton Doolin too. Um, so, but I will take like, $30-$40 now. If I get the same deal on George Pickens I can get on Rashi Rice, I might buy Pickens. I might buy some Pickens, man. Pickens is such a beast, and his cards did not spike the way I think they would be, just because Dallas is losing games, and there's just, I think, a lot of sourness about Dallas. But I mean, they're going up a little bit, but it's not what I would expect him to be at. When he signed with Dallas back in the summer, his cards were a lot higher. They've gone down a lot. So, and he's just, man, he is such a good singular talent. Like they got it made in Dallas with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They should be one of the best offenses. And I know Dak is playing really good, but he doesn't spread the ball around a whole lot. Like I mean, Jake Ferguson, he's gonna get the ball more probably than Jalen Tolbert, and maybe that's because Jalen Tolbert's not good.
Mm, mm, mm. Dude, I find you someone that hates Jalen Tolbert as much as Andy hates Jalen Tolbert. You won't find him. You won't find him. Well, we will see you guys next Wednesday for another lovely live stream. Don't forget, join the Patreon, patreon.com/football cards. Patrick Wayne's been lit in the chat. He says Pickens auto is terrible though.
It
And
is.
should I bring up what I posted in the? Did you see what I posted in the Discord?
Yeah, what'd you post? Let's see it.
Well, I don't want to get into it. I'll let you, because it's pretty explosive. A pretty legendary player walked out of an autograph signing allegedly. It's one of the juiciest autograph stories I can remember. So this is a tease to join our football card Patreon, patreon.com/football cards. If you want the full story, I talked about it in the Discord chat. So you could sign up. Once again, if you sign up for the Discord today, or when I'm live doing the show with Andy, you get your first month free. I'll Venmo you your first month. So patreon.com/football cards. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.